Hello, lovely people. How you all doing? I hope you're doing fine. I hope you're well. Yep. So, finally, sorry, I'm trying to ensure that I can be seen and I can be heard. So, okay. Yeah, finally, we're live. How you all doing? How have you been? Hope you've been doing fine. Hope you've been doing well. So, this is just me putting it out there. It's called My Reflection. Yes, it's a series that I might be doing every Friday, not sure yet, but then let's just see how this plays out. So, COVID, yes, and it has been dealing with a lot of people, having to do with fear, having to do with what's coming next, and all that kind of stuff. So, I don't take for granted that it is rummaging everywhere. In fact, come to think of it, it is a pandemic, meaning it's not only here where I am at, it's everywhere. And guess what? Before I thought, oh, it's far away, it's not going to get here. Yeah, but now guess what? Yes, it's here. I'm in Nigeria and it is here. So Nigeria was locked, not Nigeria, Lagos and Abuja basically were locked down. Then other governors decided to lock down. But trust Lagos, there was traffic, heavy traffic yesterday. I heard that was heavy traffic yesterday. Then I'm wondering if there's heavy traffic, who is locked down? People are not taking it as serious as they should. See, guys, as many of you that can stay home. Not out of fear, but out so that we can kick it all out. Finally. So the safest way to deal with this is staying home. So as many of us that can stay home, please stay home. It will do all of us a lot of good. But then, so how have you been doing and how have you been coping? I know that many people are afraid, wondering what's this all about. Anybody I touch or if I go out, I'm about to get it and all that kind of stuff. But let me explain something. If you are here, funny enough, I don't know how to see people that are live, but then if you are live, just say hello down there and I'll get back to you later. So people are afraid as to what's gonna happen next, what's coming next, and all that kind of stuff. And I'm just thinking, there was a propaganda, is the word propaganda, where someone was saying, it's not, COVID is not real. The virus does not exist. Somebody else said, it's 5G that is causing it. Another person said, this is the list of the pandemics that is ever going to happen. Different people with different propagandas or postulations or ideas or beliefs. And what baffles me is the way they drive this belief. They drive it hard, believe it hard. And then I'm wondering, okay, if you believe something and then you are putting it out there, you should put it with such great proof, right? So I decided to listen on. And they were really driving it hard with their own beliefs and how they got to that point. Everybody's entitled to their beliefs. Everybody's entitled to say what it is that they want to say. I mean, if there's no freedom of speech, I wouldn't be on here saying my own views about certain things. But one thing I learned to do early is to learn to sift, or is it sieve, the things that I consume. So yes, you can put as many things as you want to put out there. As many people that want to believe what they want to believe can believe what they want to. But the people taking it in should learn to take it in with a pinch of salt. Being that you should be able to put a barrier in your ear, take it in, don't digest it, but regurgitate, yeah, gross, right? And sift it so that you can finally digest what it is you are taking in. Because everybody will keep putting out stuff out there. And I've decided, see, if you see fear, I've experienced fear once in my life, and it wasn't a good experience. I don't even wish it for anybody in my life, because when the Bible says fear has torment, it's true and it's real. It's very real. Fear has this torment that it torments you. It hovers over you and then it takes you. You begin to think things. From worrying, you are thinking things, and you keep thinking and thinking and thinking over and over again. And it's not a wonderful place to be. Since I experienced fear then, I decided that, see, no more will fear take hold of me. So what I used to do, or what I do, it's not as if fear doesn't come. So it starts by worrying. Then when you keep giving thoughts to it over and over, you find out that, the thing that's finally hurt. So worry is coming. I turn my worry to prayer. So I immediately begin to pray whatever it is that's bothering me. Now in the Bible, Apostle Paul came and prayed. Can I listen to Apostle Paul? And then I'm thinking, this brother is talking, is it real? I don't think what this brother is saying is true. Said, is it true? Is it real? Apostle Paul is one of the greatest men of old that the Bible recorded, a great evangelist at that. So I'm wondering, why won't you believe what he has said? But guess what? They will go back and they will check. Yes. So to me, it just shows that no matter who it is that comes to you to say anything at all, you should take out time to make your own research. Take out time to search for yourself if what you have heard is true before you allow it grip you. So in the period where you are thinking, in the period where you are going through what you have just heard, search, make your own research. Now, not just from one person that you've listened to. Research. Most times we go online, we just search one thing and then we believe, oh, that's it. No, even after you've searched once, search 20 people. That's what several people talk about this 5G thingy. First of all, I thought it was only in Nigeria. But then when I seen that 5G is the new virus, 5G is about to kill us, 5G is about to, and I'm like, hey guys, I've decided to sieve the things that I listen to. Oh, this pandemic, this is the least of all the pandemics. Oh, bigger pandemic going to be coming. Oh, you don't know what is ahead. And I've heard, and I've overheard. What do I do about it? I simply make my own research, right? I'm tired of making researches. I've gone to the point where I'm tired of making research. Yes, I've gotten to that point that, see, I am making no research anymore, because you put on the news, all you're seeing is death trolls, the number of places that the pandemic has reached, number of people that have died from it. You move to another channel, the same thing. Okay, let's go to social media. You go to the social media, the same thing. Instagram, loads of Instagram handles giving out wrong and sad news. Oh, let's move to somewhere else. Everywhere you go, the news is all over. Bad news everywhere. And I've decided, see, I'm not letting fear in. I can't let fear in. Why? Because fear has torment. The moment you let fear in, it will grip you. And then you begin to think of things that you're not supposed to be thinking of. You begin to think, how is life going to be after now? You begin to think, oh, this thing is finally going to kill me. Such that if you begin to cough, which on a normal day, you wouldn't even see it as anything. But the moment you begin to cough, hey, it has happened. Now you are suddenly afraid. You realize that you suddenly have a fever. You've covered yourself. Before you know it, you're seeing some rashes. The next thing, you can't breathe. That's what fear does. But by the time you are checked and everything, you find that there was nothing wrong with you. But no, fear. And that is what it is. Panic attacks, fear has torment. So the first thing you can do to yourself or for yourself, I would advise, sieve the things you listen to. You don't have to listen to everything. See, even if it's your pastor, yes, quote me, even if it is your pastor that is saying what he is saying, be like the Berean Christians. Sieve what you are listening to. Sift it. Take in the one that you know is okay for you, that your spirit agrees with, that you agree with, and then move on. You don't have to take in everything that is preached from a pulpit. Yes, if you're that Christian that takes in everything that is preached at you, then there might be a problem. So I would say sift the things you listen to, because these are some of the things that when you go home, you're meditating on them or you're thinking over them, fear comes in. 5G, 5G, 5G. I don't know much about 5G. I'm going to tell you the truth. And I'm not here to educate anybody about 5G. But the long run, this whole fear thing, I think, is all about people not wanting to die. Because you're afraid of coronavirus because the end result of getting or being infected by coronavirus is death, right? So we don't want to die. So everybody is panicking. The end effect of, oh, what this 5G can do is also death. The end result of this is not the greatest pandemic, a bigger pandemic is coming. The end result is still death. So I'm simply saying, if death is the end result, should we not be more concerned about that end result than these other things that will be leading to the end result? Being that, should we all die now, what next? Should we all die? What is coming next? So that should be our concern. That should be our fear, rather than panicking about touching somebody or somebody coughing beside us. I'm not saying you shouldn't be careful. Hey, be careful. In fact, stay at home. But then, death, when death happens finally, where are you headed? Where are you going? That's my point. That's my position. So you should be more worried about that. You should be thinking more about that than catching the virus, 5G, or many more pandemics that are yet to come. So where are you spending eternity? Where are you spending life after now? Dwell more on that. Yeah, everybody is beginning to love Christ. Everybody is beginning to know Jesus. But then I would say don't come to Jesus out of fear. But if the end result is you still coming to Jesus, why not, right? But then focus more on where you'll be spending eternity. You know, I was reading the Bible yesterday, and when I came across, it's a popular verse, we've all heard it before, where it says, when everybody's saying there's a casting down, I shall be saying there is a lifting up, paraphrasing. Now, what that spoke to me, I know I've put up several videos about what we say. I still have many more to put about what we say, because this period, what is going to be destroying lives more is about the things that we say. He said, what destroys a man? The Bible says what destroys a man is not what goes into him, but what comes out of him. So it is the words that you speak. He said, by your words you shall be justified, and by your words you shall be condemned. So we should be careful about the things that we speak out. So when others are saying there's a casting down, when many people around you saying, the country, the virus, hey, we cannot eat, and they have their store filled though, but they are all worried. Hey, I've lost my job. What's coming next? Hey, and we're all afraid. Everybody is scared. And say, don't join them to say there's a casting down. Rather, what should you be saying? You should be saying there's a lifting up. You should be proclaiming better things for yourself. I am healthy. I am alive. It is well with me and all that concerns me. No evil shall befall me. You should keep proclaiming wonderful things for yourself, and don't join in the fear. Yes, I know fear does that to us. I know fear makes us to begin to see things that are not there. But let's try to focus our mind on Jesus, What happened to Peter after Peter walked on water? Peter set a record for walking on water. You know that, right? He did walk on water. But then he walked on water but began to sink. He started sinking after he removed his gaze from Jesus. So don't remove your gaze from the source. Leave your gaze on Jesus. Yes, I know. The pandemic. But there is someone that is greater, someone that is better, someone that is bigger than the pandemic, someone that can heal us should we get the pandemic. Even if he doesn't heal us, if we get the pandemic, we're going to go home to be with him. So that should be your mentality. That should be your ideology. If you have that kind of mentality, you find out that at the long run, you will not be afraid of the pandemic. When death comes, because most times this fear everyone is facing, anybody that is afraid, is actually the fear of death. But when you are sure of where you are headed, should death occur, I don't think you will still be afraid of death. Rather, it will be a thing of joy. You will be like Paul to say, for me to die is great gain. You'll be happy to go home to be with your Father. So let's have the end result. After now, where are we spending eternity? Let eternity be your view. I'm not saying you should begin to live your life anyhow on earth, meaning you should go out and begin to hug everybody you see. No, you're still going to be careful, but not out of fear. We are careful so that we don't spread the virus, not because we don't want to die, in quote. So yes, have eternity in mind. Have the end in view. Where are you spending eternity? If you are sure of where you're spending eternity, you should be far from fear. Fear of death should not grip you, should not hold you bound and terrified. So that's just what I'm trying to say. So when you have your end in view, fear has no hold over you. Fear has no hold over you. So fear has torment, but God is love, and perfect love casts out all fear. So if that's the case, then why not? Let's focus on our end results. Let's focus on the one who can keep us to the end without falling. Let's focus on Jesus. So be like the Berean Christians. Search, sieve the things you take in. If you are afraid of the news, stop listening to it. Turn off your TV. Nobody fixed your gaze on it, right? So turn it off. Turn off your TV, go away from social media, focus on messages that will give you peace, and don't focus on things that will bring fear to you. So don't take everything you hear line, hook, and sinker. Sieve the things you take in. And I'm sure by the time you do that, you'll find out that life will be better for you. So thanks a lot for listening. If you're watching this on a replay, I'm grateful. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not yet subscribed. I'm going to be seeing you in another series of my reflections, hopefully. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye, and fear not.